Cheers. Hey everyone, it's Richard Metal Fan here, bringing you guys a long-awaited music collection update video. I haven't done one of these in like 2 months. I think the last one I did was like the day before Halloween, and I had like corpse paint on and stuff. But yeah, it's been about 2 months since I did one, like I just mentioned. And I got in quite a bit of stuff in the last 2 months. And it's obviously the day before Christmas, and hope everybody's having a good holidays and everybody's staying safe, especially during these times with the pandemic that's still going on right now. Excuse me. Yeah, I just want to showcase what I got. I have like a stack of cassettes right here. I have a thick stack of vinyl. Haven't gotten a lot of vinyl as opposed to the last one where I bought a shitload, but I have like 3 stacks of CDs right here. I'm just gonna start with the CDs, then I'm gonna work my way with the cassettes, and I'll save the vinyls for last. I think that's how I'll do it. I'll try not to comment on much, and I'll try not to waste time. So without further ado, let's get started. I'll start with this first pile right here. And there's like some 2021 albums that I bought like a few months ago, but I was trying to get caught up. I think there's still a couple more I might have to, but I'll probably do that for the first music collection update video for 2022. But anyway, let's get started. First thing I want to show you is God Ends Here by Aeon. The first new album from Aeon in almost a decade, and these guys are just one of the best bands in the whole Swedish death metal scene, and they haven't lost a step. I fucking love everything that Aeon has done, so it's good to have some new music from them. Anyway, these next 5 CDs are all from the same band. And that'd be the Agonist. Now, the Agonist, for those of you who aren't familiar with them, they're a melodic death metal band from Montreal, Canada. Been around since 2004. For the longest time, I only had their third album, which is up there, called Prisoners. And I've been meaning to get some more stuff from them since, but I just haven't had the time to do it. But recently, I just decided to pick up their first 2 albums and like the 3 albums after Prisoners. So First off, we have is their debut, Once Only Imagined. Then Lullabies for the Dormant Mind. And then there was their 4th album. It was their first album with their current vocalist, Vicky Serkis, being Eyes of the Providence. I'm sorry about the glare there. 5. And their most recent full length from 2019, Orphans. Yeah, and they have an EP that came out this year. I definitely will try to pick that up soon, hopefully for the next update. Anyway, next up I have Amorphous, one of my favorite bands. It's from Finland. We got their this one album called Magic and Mayhem, Tales from the Early Years. And what this is basically just an album of like re-recordings of like older songs. And usually I'm not like a really big fan of like when bands like re-record old material. Sometimes I'm either like take it or leave it, but this one, it's okay. And I have another one off here I want to show you. First off is the band Annihilator with their album Criteria from a Black Widow. They're a thrash metal band from Canada. Yeah, and I only had their first 2 albums, but I have this one right here. I definitely want to try to pick up some more Annihilator at some point. I think they're a really good band. Next up is another band that's new to the collection. I have 5 full lengths of theirs. That'd be the band Artillery. Artillery are sort of a thrash metal band from Denmark. They've been around since the mid-'80s. I have their 5 full lengths right here. A couple of these are reissues that Delusionary I think it's Dissonance Productions released. First off, we have Fear of Tomorrow, which is, I believe, their debut. Terror Squad, Back, Penalty of Perception or Utter Perception, I don't know. And their most recent one from 2018, The Face of Fear. Anyway, moving on. I'll fuck this up, pile up. Speaking of so then we go into like melodic death metal, or one of my favorite bands being At the Gates with their Gardens of Grief EP. It's like a 4-song EP. It's just very raw sounding, and hard to believe this is now 30 years old. Next up, I have Aura Noir, or I probably butchered that. Deep Tracks of Hell. They're a blackened thrash metal band from Norway. Been around since the mid-late 90s. I have like 3 of their other full lengths right there, but I just need to get this one. I'd probably get a couple more of their stuff at some point. Next up, I got a couple releases from the band Behemoth, one of my favorite bands. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of them. I don't really need to go really into detail with them. Obviously, I'm wearing a shirt from them. First up, I have is their a couple like compilations or EPs. I had like one of their EPs, but I just wanted to try to fill in the gaps right there. First off, I have is the Return of the Northern Moon, which I believe is like some compilations from their first couple demos or something, or doesn't really say where it falls into. That I have from the Pagan Vastlands, the Conjuration EP, Slave Shall Serve EP, and this compilation called Excaton. I believe is like some couple I don't know what the fuck this is. I just think it's a good EP. It's definitely needed some more Behemoth in my collection. Anyway, moving on, we have one off here, Beyond Creation, with their second album, Earthborn Evolution. Their Beyond Creation are sort of a kind of like a progressive technical death metal band from Montreal, Canada. I have their second album. I already had their debut, The Aura, and they have their third one, which came out in 2018, I believe. I'll probably pick that up soon, so I can have like everything from them. Anyway, moving on. These next 2 are from the same band. One of my favorite bands. I'm friends with these guys. That'd be the band Born of Osiris. Sort of like a progressive metalcore band from Illinois. One release I have is The Eternal Reign, which is basically their debut EP called The New Reign. They basically re-recorded it, but this has one song on here called Glorious Day, which wasn't on the original EP, and this is actually pretty solid. Like I said, I'm not really like with the Amorphous CD. I'm not like too big of when bands like re-record old material, but I actually kind of dig some of the new versions of these songs. And speaking of it, I also have their new album that came out this year, here, Angel or Alien. I definitely like it. I actually like it a lot more than their previous album. What is it called? Oh, it doesn't matter. But anyway, they still continue to prove why they're one of my favorite bands. Anyway, moving on, I got 2 CDs from the band Broken Hope. Broken Hope are a death metal band, I believe, from California. They've been around since the late 90s. I have 2 of their full lengths right here, Loathing, and their most recent one from 2017 called Mutilated and Assimilated. And this actually has like a live DVD, live at Obscene Extreme 2015. Yeah, I need to get some more Broken Hope CDs at some point. Anyway, next 3 CDs I have are from the same band, one of my favorite death metal bands. I'm finally glad to complete their discography. That'd be the band Carcass. I really don't need to go really much into detail with these guys. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of them. Been around since the late 80s from the UK. I have the Symphonies of Sickness. This is a reissue, I believe, that Earache put out. And I have the Tools of the Trade EP. And Swan Song, which I know a lot of people give it shit for, but I like it. It has probably one of my favorite Carcass songs on here called Black Star, which, I don't know, it's a really good one. Then we move on to the second pile right here. And sorry, things off as a one-off here, which is called, I have Chthonic with their album Relentless Recurrence. Now, if you aren't familiar with the Chthonic, they're sort of a symphonic black metal band from Taiwan. Been around since the late 90s. I really dig these guys' stuff. What, in my opinion, a very, very underrated band, and I just wish that they would come and tour the States. Definitely one of my favorites. Anyway, moving on to these next 3 CDs I actually like from them. I know some people probably give me shit for them, probably not. That'd be the band Chunk No Captain Chunk. They're a band from Paris, France, been around since 2007. I have 3 of their most recent 3 albums. I already have their debut, but what I have is, pardon my French, Get Lost, Find Yourself, and their latest one that came out this year, Gone Are the Good Days. I like them. I know some people will probably give me shit for them, but I don't really care. Anyway, moving on, we have another couple one-offs here. First off is Destruction with Mad Butcher with the Eternal Devastation EP. Sort of like a 2-in-1. Yeah, don't really need to talk much about Destruction. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of them. Part of the Teutonic thrash scene in Germany in the mid-late 80s with bands like Creator, Sodom, and Tankard. Anyway, next up I have another death metal release I have is the band Devourment with their most recent album called Obscene Majesty. Yeah, one of my favorite bands. I actually got this when I was at McKay's up in Nashville last month, as well as a few other CDs. It still has the fucking sticker on it. Anyway, moving on to, I have the Dillinger Escape Plan with Ireworks. Next up, I got another band that's new to the collection, and that's 2 CDs from them. That'd be the band Enforcer. Enforcer are sort of a straight-up heavy metal band from Sweden. I only have their albums right here. Is we have Into the Night and From Beyond. Next up, I have Entombed, Left Hand Path. I finally have like all the Entombed albums that matter. Next up, and I have the new Exodus album, Persona Non Grata, long-awaited follow-up to Blood In, Blood Out. I'm really glad we finally got the new Exodus album, and this right here actually has a bonus Blu-ray DVD with it. And I honestly haven't listened to this DVD yet, and I really should. Anyway, moving on, I got God Dethroned with the Grand Grim. I'm not gonna even butcher it. It's this one right here. I'm just gonna set this aside. Next up, I have Gore, The Erosion of Sanity. Another album band that's new to the collection, that'd be Gravedigger with Ballads of a Hangman. I don't know. I'll probably get some more Gravedigger at this point. For some reason, I just wanted to listen to this album. It clicked with me. Next up, almost done with this pile. We got, first off, we have Hands Like Houses with Unimagine. And this album, it's pretty good. I think I really only need their debut, and I pretty much have everything they have. If you aren't familiar with them, they're sort of a rock band from Australia, and they're pretty good. I actually really dig some of these guys' stuff. Just put this back right here. Anyway, moving on, we got High on Fire, Blessed Black Wings, Huntress. I had their debut album, which came out in 2012, Spell Eater. It's pretty good. They're sort of like a kind of like heavy metal. Some parts that reminds me of Merciful Fate, but also have like hints of folk metal. And rest in peace, Jill Janis. Anyway, next up, I just need to finally get this one album and 1 EP. And I also got 1 EP from them in the discography. And one of the best in death metal. I don't really need to go into them. That'd be Immolation. I have Unholy Cold. I can't even speak today, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was the only Immolation album I needed to complete their discography. And I also have the Providence EP, which the only thing I hate, it comes into these fucking cardboard sleeves, which I'm not really a fan of it. It kind of scratches it up. Anyway, moving on. This next 4 CDs are all from the same band, and that'd be my boys in Incantation. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of them. I don't really need to go much into detail with these guys. First off, I have Blasphemy. Fuck, this one's cool. Oh yeah, Decimate Christendom. Primordial Domination. And Dirges of Elysium. Next up, I got the new album from 2021. That'd be Ginger, Wallflowers. If you aren't familiar with Ginger, they're sort of a heavy metal, progressive metal band from the Ukraine. I have like two of their, I have like one EP and I have another one of their full lengths, but I definitely need to pick up more them at some point. They're a pretty good band. I pretty much dig what they got. Anyway, next two CDs are from the same band, and that'd be Jungle Rot. I have one of their full lengths, Slaughter of the Week, and their one album from 2009 called What Horrors Await. Anyway, next up I have another one of my favorite releases from 2021. That'd be the new Lorna Shore EP, and I Return to Nothingness. It's a really good EP. I think Lorna Shore are pretty much one of the best bands in deathcore going right now, along with like Shadow of Intent and a couple of other great bands to name, and Carnifex. Yeah, and I feel like this album, they kind of like go with more extreme metal, and almost have like a lot of symphonic elements and even hints of like black metal. And this is the first release with their new vocalist Will Ramos, and they're really great. And I got to see them play this EP in full back in September, and it was awesome. Anyway, now we got one more pile of CDs to showcase for you guys. First off, I have this split album with Napalm Death and the band Coalesce called In Tongues We Speak. Good. Then I have I got these next four CDs are all from the same band and another band that's also new to the collection. That'd be the band Necronomicon. And now there's a bunch of Necronomicons according to the Metal Archives, but what I have is the black and death metal band from Montreal. I have four of their full lengths here. We have Pharaoh of Gods, Rise of the Elder Ones, Advent of the Human God, and their most recent one from 2021, Unus. Next up, I have O Sleeper with their album, this one's called When I Am God. Yeah, this one. Next three CDs are from the same band. I need to get more. I only had their debut. That'd be the band Primal Fear. I have Nuclear Fire, Devil's Ground, and Delivering the Black. Next up, I have Rhapsody with their album Power in the Dragon Flame. I got this on Discogs, but for some reason this doesn't come with the back artwork, so I had to like write the track listing right here. But if anybody can send me or knows where I can get has a copy with the back art, or can send me like something so I can put in there, let me know. Anyway, let me get this right here. Next up, I have another album of one of my favorite bands. That'd be Rotting Christ with this album. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother pronouncing this. But I love Rotting Christ. I'm looking forward to seeing them in May next year, along with like Borknagar and Abigail Williams and Wolfheart next year as part of Devastation of the Nation. And I'm definitely hitting up the Birmingham, Alabama date and Atlanta, Georgia date. So if any Alabama and Georgia homies that are going to this, I hope to see you there. Let's just hope it actually happens this time. Anyway, moving on, I have another 2021 release to show you. That'd be Slaughter to Prevail with their album Cultislam. It's okay. I actually preferred the debut, to be honest. Anyway, another band. This one is a debut album from a new band, and that'd be the band Spirit Box with their album Eternal Blue. I've seen a lot of people online and of course on Facebook talk about this band and hype this band up, and I went and checked out a few of their songs, and they're pretty good. It's like a new band that has the former singer from I Wrestle the Bear Once, Courtney. I can't remember her last name, but I actually kind of like this. I don't know, and a lot of people were giving this band a lot of hype, and they've been getting a lot popular, and I actually like this album. I know they have like a couple like EPs and stuff before that. I probably will end up getting that at some point. Next up, I have the Starkill with their debut called Fires of Life. If they're sort of like a melodic death metal band, I believe, from Illinois. I only had their debut. They have like a couple other albums after this, but I'll probably get that at some point. Next two CDs are from the band The Sword. I have Age of Winters and Gods of the Earth. Next up, I got another 2021 album to show you called Times of Grace, called Songs of Loss and Separation. This is their long-awaited full length to their previous album, The Hymn of the Broken Man, which came out 10 years ago. And for those of you who aren't familiar, this is like a side project that has Adam D and Jesse Leach of Killswitch Engage. And yeah, this album is really pretty good. Definitely a good follow-up, long-awaited follow-up to Hymn of the Broken Man. Yeah, just 10 years it took. Anyway, moving on, I have some black metal right here. I have the band, I'm not even gonna pronounce it. This band, with their album Desert Northern Hell. Yeah, I'll probably get some more of their albums at some point. I'm actually liking what I heard. I just recently got into them. Next two CDs are from the same band. That be the band Volumes. Volumes are sort of a metalcore band from Los Angeles, California. Been around since 2009. I have their second album I just decided to pick up, No Sleep, which is pretty good. And their new album, which came out this year, Happier. Here, it's really great. I think they definitely evolved from Via to this album. Anyway, almost done with the CDs. I have three more to show you. For another 2021 album is Wage War with Manic. Wage War are a metalcore band from Ocala, Florida. Been around since 2010. I have their fourth full-length album, and this album is pretty good. Next, then I got the new Whitechapel album, Kin. I'm pretty sure, don't really need to go into detail with these guys. And this album is really good. I actually like it a lot more than The Valley, to be honest. I think Whitechapel has definitely evolved, and I just think it's another great evolution for this band. And I'm also really looking forward to seeing them in February with the Cannibal Corpse Revocation and Shadow of Intent. So if anybody is going to that, I'll see you there. I'll be at the opening date, which is on February 18th at the Center Stage in Atlanta, and also probably be at the Birmingham, Alabama date on March 23rd at Iron City, which will also happen to be on my birthday. So any Alabama homies that are going to that show on March 23rd, buy your boy a drink. And last CD is Wretched with their album The Exodus of Anatomy, which is their debut, and I finally have everything all their albums now. Anyway, that's it for the CDs. Now on to the cassettes right here. First off, I don't know. I wanted to get this one for a while. I already had it on CD and vinyl, but I never had the cassette. When I tried to get it, it was all sold out. But I was looking on Discogs, and somebody had it on sale. I got it from a guy from Poland, and it's one of my favorite albums to come out this year, and that be the band Crypta with their album Echoes of the Soul, their debut album, which came out this year. It's like the new supergroup, but I guess you could say, which has Fernando Lira and Luana D'Ameto, who used to play for Nervosa, and they also had the Sonia Anubis, who used to play for Burning Witches and Cobra Witch. And yeah, it's a really great debut. Now I finally have it on all formats. I'm really hoping that these ladies can tour the States, because I definitely want to see them live. Anyway, and then moving on, these next 8 cassettes are from the same band, and they're pretty much, and it's, well, my all-time favorite band, and I honestly don't really need to go into details with this band. That'd be Iron Maiden, and I got quite a bit of cassettes from them. We have The Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, Power Slave, Live After Death, Somewhere in Time, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Amazing album right there. Fear of the Dark, and Brave New World. Alright, and lastly, but certainly not least, let's just get with the vinyls. And this first vinyl, I forgot to showcase it in the last video, but I'll showcase it right now, which is the new Aborted album, Mania Cult. This album is just fucking ripping, and this is a gatefold, and it's Aborted can do no wrong. One of my favorite albums to come out this year. I just had to get it. Anyway, moving on to the next one. This one I want to showcase is from my boys in the Acacia Strain with their album Wormwood. This is a reissue. I believe this came out in 2019 through Prosthetic Records. As you can see, it is signed by Vincent Bennett and Kevin Boutot, since they're the only two members that were on this album that are in the band that I had them sign. And this vinyl is a kind of a half orange, half lime colored yellow vinyl, which is awesome. Let me try to get that back in there. And I was lucky I got to see them play this album in full last month when I was up in Nashville. This was cool. And next up, this is my only 7-inch vinyl that I have in my collection, and that'd be Poor Millionaire by August Burns Red. It's a reprise. It actually has the Poor Millionaire, which is a reprise version, and the second side is an X. And this vinyl, it's a little gray vinyl. Yeah, normally I'm not, don't really care much for 7 inches, just because I only have a couple 10 inches, but this is my first 7-inch I have in my collection. It came with when I did the VIP meet and greet when I met them back in September, first part of the Leveler tour, and this came with it. Yeah. Anyway, moving on, we got The Eternal Reign by Born of Osiris. Like I just said, I had it on CD, but I also picked it up on vinyl, and this vinyl itself is a orange vinyl. Oh, it's awesome. I keep saying it's awesome a lot. I need to stop that. Anyway, this next one is probably in my opinion, one of my favorite albums to come out in 2013, and one of the best comeback albums that I've heard in the previous decade. That'd be Surgical Steel by Carcass. Really good album, and this album, it's a gatefold. I think this vinyl right here, let me showcase it. It's sort of this fucking cool looking one. I'm also looking forward to seeing them in May next year as part of Maryland Death Fest. So if any Baltimore more subs or anybody from Baltimore that is watching this video is going, I'll hope to see you there. It'll be my first time going. I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, next two are from the same band. That's one of the best death metal bands ever. I don't really need to go much into details with these guys. That'd be Death. I have their album Human. This is a reissue that Relapse put out in 2017. And this vinyl, it's this one. It's sort of like gold in the middle, but also has some splatters on both sides, which is fucking badass. Then I have Individual Thought Patterns, and this vinyl, it's kind of this one. It's clear, but also has pink with black splatter on both sides. I swear, I have the coolest vinyls ever. Anyway, next up I got the new Mastodon album on vinyl called Hushed and Grim. It's a double gatefold right here, and I think it's a 2 LP, but the vinyl itself is this. I don't know why the fuck it's in this plastic wrap. I honestly haven't spun this yet. It's this fucking cool looking vinyl right here. Try to be careful. I don't want to smudge the vinyl and shit. This back in there. Anyway, and the last vinyl to showcase for this video is Skeleton Witch with Serpents Unleashed. It's a simple black vinyl. It's a gatefold right here. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much my music collection update for you guys. I hope everybody's having a good day, or good holiday, I should say. Hope everybody's having a great Merry Christmas. Cheers to all y'all, and I hope to see you all in the next video. And as always, keep it metal and Merry Christmas.